So in between each sort of bounce section, I would call it, is going to be 3 yards. Now I try and make this easy for the horse depending on what type of horse it is. So if it's a mega long striding horse, I don't make it excruciatingly short for it. And if it's a really short striding horse, I don't make it really long, so it's a real effort. I try and make it so that, especially for young horses, it just comes naturally to them, and then you can work on your horse's weakness once they're going. So 3 yards, 3 of our strides when we're just naturally striding out. So 1, 2, 3. That there is going to be a fence. This will always be a placing pole. This here is going to be a fence. So 1, 2, 3. And here I haven't got any placing poles here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. So we're going to be working with a horse that's rising 4 years old. He's only just started jumping not that long ago. His flat work's nice and solid, his straightness is good, his stop and start's quite good. This is just a nice athletic exercise, just to teach them about reading lines actually, teach them about staying straight, and we can start to introduce bigger obstacles within the grid rather than just launching them at single fences and expecting them to stay in balance and do everything in a nice way. This I find is a lot better way to encourage them to make a nice shape and do everything as they should, and make sure that everything's in the right place to then progress to bigger courses. See, throughout the grid I use these like half round rails. I use them as V-poles and as tram lines at the end, just to really promote straightness all the time. Sometimes the more you, without the help of these, the more you try and correct the horses, the worse it makes them, the more crooked it makes them. So I'm a massive fan of using these. As you can see, they're really light, and if the horses tread on them, they're quite inoffensive. So yeah, they're a favourite of mine. So the first time the poles are all on the floor. I don't really care how the horse goes through it. It's not going to be cantering through it. It doesn't matter if it hits them, anything like that. I just want it to accept to stay straight and just have confidence. First few times until the horse is completely settled and knows where it's going. Even when doing an exercise like this, the actual exercise is only at one long side, so I always encourage people to use all the other corners and long sides for any other schooling exercises, whether it be lateral work moving sideways, or whether it be transitions. No point wasting the time that you spent riding, just cruising on. That was a lot better. You can see the improved straightness that time. It's very important around these corners not to be overusing the inside rein. So on this rein it would be the right rein, and because if you do that then the outside shoulder comes out. You'll never maintain any true straightness. Okay, so this time make sure you bring him back to trot at the end. So you can see that when the horse jumped it that time, he just got a little bit above the bridle, a little bit unbalanced and landed on the wrong leg. So to try and stop this happening this time, Nicole will keep her outside leg to him over the last bit. She'll keep her eyes to the right, and if it doesn't help, then she'll bring him back to trot as soon as she can. Lovely. I was really pleased with him last time because as Nicole put her leg on, he made nice little efforts on the first 2 bits. I've added an oxer here, nice and ascending, nothing too big. Again, same problem with the lead landing on the wrong leg, but there's a lot to think about for the horse, there's a lot to think about for the rider. And we'll try the same steps again, keeping our outside leg to him, nice and straight. Nicole's eyes to the right even as she's coming over the purple section. Hopefully we'll land on the right lead this time. Eyes right. No positive you can take from that is that the horse is making a really nice transition at the end back to trot. But the horse is only rising 4 this time. You've got to be careful how many times you repeat the same old exercise. You want to avoid them becoming stale and avoiding injury. You know, this is quite hard work for a 4-year-old, so we shan't do it too many more times. Put the V rail a bit closer on the outside, see if it helps the problem. So I'll add another pole here. This horse is well used to having poles placed behind fences, but always be careful with young horses because you put something new behind the fence, sometimes they don't want to take off. Get the first few bits, don't worry about him making a mistake. Make sure he's taking the rein forward. Yeah, it's nice. I'm going to leave it at that today because even though he's not landing on the correct lead, there's plenty more work we can do on that in the future. I don't like fatiguing or staling young horses, and on the whole I'm really pleased with the work that he's done.